right, joining us on the debate, we have Professor Santosh Mehrotra, Senior Economist, Kuntal Krishna, Political Analyst, Zeba Yasmeen, National Spokesperson of Samajwadi Party, Vijay Sardana, Economist. My first question is to Senior Leader of the BJP, Narendra Taneja. Why at this time was this necessitated, Mr. Taneja? At a time when we already have expensive fuel, we already have high inflation, every possible, your incomes are affected by the pandemic. Why do you need to increase GST?
You said it's factually wrong. The center has not taken this decision. It's not correct to say that the central government has taken this decision. The decision has been taken by the GST Council. And what is the GST Council? 1/3 center and 2/3 states. That's the weight.
Sir, I will come to the opposition in just a second. No. I will talk about states in a second. For the time being, could this not be put on hold? Why is it necessary to increase GST at this time? Why?
No, the center can't do that. Center can't put this on hold. Decision has been taken by the GST Council, and it is a call of the GST Council, which, as you know, that Amit Balwe was also trying to explain to you, is that you see these things are discussed threadbare in the GST Council, where the centers, if you look at the total construct in terms of power, is 1/3. The 2/3 is with various states, ruled by different political parties. So point is, once the decision is taken by the GST Council, is implemented.
Mr. Taneja, again, it doesn't make us feel better if we are paying more money that, oh, the center hasn't done it. All of them together decided to, basically just bleed our income dry. Why is the center and the states together doing it to the common man?
Now, this is now the right question. Now, you see center and states both. So basically, you are saying various state government and the center, why they are doing what they are doing. You see, many of these items, which, for instance, were listed out of you, listed by you, were already, the various state governments actually were taxing these items already. Traditionally, they've been doing it for years. Now, since we have got a GST and now as a national platform, one country, one tax kind of mantra. And at the same time, we all know that GST as it is an evolving platform. It's a joint platform. It's the central government and state government. It's evolving. It's still evolving. But if there is any feedback, I'm sure in the next meeting, GST Council can take a view. But as far as to say that just to play politics, to say and direct all fingers in the direction of the center, that's factually wrong.
Okay, sir, even if it is not about the center, even if the states were partaking in all of this, but Professor Santosh Mehrotra, was it necessary at this time?
Of course, it was not necessary. And let's just put the facts on the table about how decision-making takes place within the GST Council. 1/3 of the weight of voting in the GST Council belongs to the center. And when you take on board the BJP ruled states, then quite clearly the BJP in the ruling party has a majority. There's just no question about it. So yes, the other opposition states, Amit Malviya might be technically right, but being technically right but substantively wrong is what is happening here. Because clearly the states may have been taxing these commodities under VAT. VAT existed and ceased to exist in 2017 on the 30th of June when GST came into existence. So it has not been taxed. This is the most important point. The second important point is that, as you have, Padmaja, rightly been pointing out, when inflation is running at the level at which it's running, one, and two, the CSO, the Central Statistical Organization, has told us that per capita consumption is still in FY22 below 1920 level. And with inequality having risen, you can imagine what has happened to people at the bottom of the pyramid. And their joblessness has increased. It's regular jobs that have been lost. Wages have been falling in that situation. On an already flawed GST, where you have 5 to 6 rates, that was not the original intention 10 years ago. You are now putting additional indirect taxes on ordinary food items. And let's just remind ourselves that 70% of the food inflation is accounted for by vegetables, cereals, milk products, and oils and fats. Now you've added on these ordinary items as well.
So
Let's
then-
just remind. Yeah,
What
go
is the
ahead.
logic?